Hey guys, how we doing? So you suggested this one, so we're gonna watch it. I love Dragon Ball Super, thought it was awesome. I do realise there is problems with the show, but I find it funnier when people go in depth, and I love it when Seth and swagkage joke about stuff because it's just so cool. It's just two guys just talking about something that's daft, and let's just get into this. This is the problem with Kefla.
Hello everyone, it's your host Seth the Programmer.
Hi.
And today we're going to be talking about more of like a narrative perspective on on Dragon Ball Super.
Talk about why Dragon Ball Super fucking sucks.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of people seem to defend a lot of things in writing. A lot of people seem to call me like an apologist because I support power scaling the series, and I try to explain and extrapolate scaling. So they're like, "Oh, well, you're like being an apologist for its bad writing,"
God.
and I'm like,
That's always paying
No.
you to Dragon Ball.
"Yeah, they're paying me while striking our videos." Dragon Ball, for the most part, it's like this like brawlic, chatty slugfest of characters beating each other up. That's how most people look at it. But
Yeah.
you know, longtime fans, they do like analyze the series from like an objective standpoint, and there is effort and a lot of thought put into Dragon Ball on Toriyama's part. They write scripts, they do planning, they throw ideas at each other.
Of course.
You know, they reject some things. There's obviously planning in the series. There's obviously writing to, you know, criticize. Now, Super is a lot different because Super is like, it's like the interpretation of what Toriyama wanted to say.
Yeah,
They're
he-
trying to-
he gives me
they're trying
the idea,
to interpret what Toriyama wanted with just vague, ambiguous notes. And I just wanted to make a video saying, I do not support that. Kale and Kefla are fucking stupid,
Okay.
and I'm going to prove that. So Kale and Kefla are a perfect example of what to criticize
no.
in Dragon Ball Super's writing. And
Oh,
with me
no.
today, I got the boy swagkage. You probably heard him memeing in the background. And, let's go, brother!
Seth and I are both incredibly sexist, obviously. The big
Oh
point of,
no.
like, the main point of evidence is that we don't like two anime
I
characters
like
who happen to be
these
female.
Characters.
So obviously we just hate all women.
Oh my god.
It's you know, that's just how it is. But in all seriousness though, so I don't pay much attention to Dragon Ball Super. Like a lot of people, you know, they say the whole meme like, well, if you don't like it, why do you watch it every week? So I was just like, all right, you know what, fuck it, yeah, fair enough. So I dropped it a while ago, but I do keep tabs on it, and you know, I pay a little bit of attention to all the big stuff. And I kept hearing all these people talk about these girls, Kale and Kefla. And I was just like, okay, so there are going to be these girls in the Tournament of Power. They're probably just going to be like one-off.
really
They don't even know how to go Super Saiyan yet. Goku's going to take them out. It's going to be just like when Vegeta thrashed Kappa.
Yeah.
And, you know, that it'll just be nice, easy. Universe 6 will get shit on. Maybe Hit will do something, but that'll be it.
But that's
And
not
then
exactly
it turned
what
out that
happens.
they learned how to go like Super Saiyan in like
Yeah.
a fucking day. And, you know, like Gohan, this like super mega Gafooble prodigy, took a year of training in the Room of Spirit and Time to do it. Well, it didn't take him a full year, but it took him a while. And like there, a lot of go ahead.
and a lot of PTSD.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of PTSD. Like he just felt like shit. Like he actually was beating the shit out of himself mentally. He's just like, man, I fucking suck. I'm such a cuck. I suck at everything. I can't help anybody, and that pushed him over the edge. Everybody had to have these like really good like core character moments where they felt in crisis or they felt like they needed to go Super Saiyan. And then Kale, Kefla, they just get the form. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, excuse me, swagkage, but Goten and Trunks, they just pulled it out of nowhere.
Yeah, they did.
Goten and Trunks did it as a bit like of a meme. They did it as like a meme. Like it was just a complete joke. It was a gag. Toriyama even said himself he wasn't taking much of the Buu arc seriously. Like if you watch Gotenks versus
Yeah, he wanted to finish off with the cell arc,
character,
didn't
and that's why they don't really do a whole lot more in Dragon Ball Super, because the joke is spent, and Toriyama doesn't really feel like compromising the integrity of the narrative just for more funny gags, I guess. That's why Goten and Trunks aren't doing anything. But he does feel like compromising the integrity of the narrative just so some cool fights can happen or something, because Kale and Kefla going Super Saiyan is taken completely seriously. Unlike Goten and Trunks doing it for a joke, it's just like, oh yeah, no, this is totally okay. The fact that they get the transformation, everybody's like, well, tingly backs, that's actually
Yeah, the tingly back
linked
thing.
to like the emotional core. And in Japan and the Japanese culture, like karate and shit. And it's like, you know, like Kung Fu Panda, you know, he could probably go Super Saiyan 3 if he wanted. It'd be totally justified. And I'm like, look, the thing about the tingly back is like, okay, fine, whatever. She can tap into the part of her body that's like linked to her emotions or whatever. But does that just mean she can like just force herself to get pissed off? And it's like really? Like she can force herself to be put in like such a dire emotional state that her body brings out
I'm
its
not
latent
saying
power and
anything
makes her go not just
sexist.
Super Saiyan 1, but 2 in one day? Are you kidding me? Like, what? It's fucking retarded. Yeah.
And here's something I really want to bring up. Kefla and Kale, they put on some Patara earrings, and they're able to fight Ultra Instinct Goku.
Yeah.
You know, Goku, the guy that's trained with Whis.
Stronger than merged Zamasu.
Yeah.
By the way,
it does all this shit.
Vegito couldn't kill. Okay, let me repeat that.
Okay,
Blue
we go.
Vegito couldn't kill merged Zamasu.
No.
Jiren is stated stronger than anybody they've ever fought before, and Ultra Instinct Goku is able to start making. He's able to start pressing Jiren.
Jiren, yeah.
Right.
So
you know, like he was confident that he could fight him. Clearly stronger than Blue Vegito. You know, maybe you can argue that, like, if you really want to, but fucking Seth's made a whole video on this, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
Talking with Chuck about it.
It's just
And-
suppressed Jiren is just above them. Yeah, without a doubt.
Right.
So
And Kefla is like fucking matching this Blue Vegito plus level fighter at like Berserker Super Saiyan 2. Are you fucking kidding me?
and making him stronger than he was versus Jiren.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and it's just it doesn't make a lot of sense. And you know,
they don't even have God Ki.
Yeah, you think
Yeah,
about
there's-
it.
they don't have God
If
Ki,
they
you're
went
right.
God and then Blue, like imagine Ultra Instinct Kale or Kefla. They would, and imagine if they had all the training that Goku and Vegeta had. They would be
Yeah,
fucking
they would be insane.
invincible. They'd be like
Unstoppable.
shitting on Whis.
And it's like Goku's stated to be this prodigy. He does all this legendary shit. He gets this legendary form, you know, goes Super Saiyan God. He does the ritual. He then does a form that surpasses like the gods of destruction. And it's like, what did these girls do? What did they do? They just fucking
They just turned up to the
they tingled their
tournament.
backs and they put on some earrings. It's like, okay, by that logic, you know, Super Vegito should be able to slap, you know, fucking Ultra Instinct around now. And it's like, no, like Blue Saga, you know,
No.
Blue Saga Super Vegito is not slapping around Ultra Instinct
Exactly,
Goku.
yeah.
It's completely illogical. And here's what I was trying to get at.
God.
Imagine, okay, if Goten and Trunks are comparable, imagine if Goten and Trunks fought Super Vegito, and they put on their, like, not even Super Vegito, Super Saiyan God Goku, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
But Super Saiyan God Goku and Battle God.
In base!
Yeah, in base. And took him out with Patara earrings. Like, Goten and Trunks just put on Patara earrings, and they take out Super Saiyan God Goku, or push him to the utmost limit. That would be retarded. It does not matter about their gender. And now we need to get into this sexist thing real quick.
Okay.
No, but Goten and Trunks are exactly the same as Kale and Kefla. It's a one-to-one comparison. They are
Yeah,
identical.
That's the fighter that Beerus was looking for, is the Patara Goten and Trunks.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
The legendary Super
Yeah.
Saiyan.
And here's the thing too, Goten and Trunks, lore-wise, are bigger prodigies than Kale and Kefla. I can prove that. Not only is it stated that they're like these ultra prodigy half Saiyans, but they
Yeah.
went Super Saiyan on accident. They didn't need any back tingle training or anything. They literally just
it
did
just
it
happened,
naturally.
yeah.
Goten was Super
So-
Saiyan and he couldn't even fly. Like that shit's funny, dude. Like if you don't think so, fine. Feel free to get mad at it. But the thing that, yeah, like you said, it's not a one-to-one comparison. It's like if, like, I don't know what their Patara name would be, but if that Patara fusion just went up to Beerus and started fucking like making him go all out, it would probably be a bit of an issue.
Unless
Yeah.
it was a meme. But
Yeah, well,
Oh,
if
unless
it
it's
was
made
a
to be
gag,
funny,
then,
yeah.
like, then yeah, maybe. I think that would still be.
that'd be a little over the
annoying.
top even for a gag, yeah. It would ruin the
I'd be
narrative.
like, oh, you're just getting rid of an enemy
It would
by
probably
using a joke, you know.
it'd be like Aurelie versus Beerus. Like Beerus,
Yeah.
just like narratively, he's just not affected by the gag thing. So he
Right,
just shit
yeah.
on Aurelie. Something like that. No.
Exactly like that. Yeah, I mean, no, like you were just saying though. Let's get back to the thing how you were like, it's not sexist, because that's the biggest thing here. People
There
are
we go.
tossing around how there's like a prejudice against Kale and Kefla because they're both girls, and I am one of like the biggest anti-Kale and Kefla people out there. Like, I don't like either of them. I fucking hate the characters. They're badly written. You know, like I don't really think I could say I don't like these two in many more ways. So I'll just get to
Aw.
my point. It has nothing to do with sexism. I like Videl, I like Android 18, I like Chi-Chi, I like Bulma. They're all some of my favorite characters
Class.
in the series. And, like, I don't like Kale and Kefla, so like, what's the issue with that? Oh well, maybe Swag, you just have a problem with the girls being on the front lines of the battlefield.
Oh.
You have a problem with them fighting evenly with Goku. And I mean, like,
Hell no.
you want to tell me that? Sure, that's fine. But I thought when Android 18 gave Vegeta and Future Trunks like this
awesome.
gargantuan beatdown, it was a pretty cool scene. I think that's one of the best scenes in the series.
She breaks
you know, it just
arm.
like takes Vegeta down from this pedestal he felt he was on after going Super Saiyan, and just makes him realize he isn't shit. And it's because a girl, a woman, the same gender as Kale and Kefla, presses him and just takes a shit on him. And it made sense.
Yes.
Dr. Gero was scared to let the androids out. You know, like, it was just because they were so powerful. They had been built up for a while. Trunks said they like devastated his future.
Why is there Death music in the background?
They're stronger than Frieza, so there was a precedent set for them. Kale and Kefla just show up. They're like these base form Saiyans who had never heard about Super Saiyan before. They learn how to go Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 in a day. Kale gets her fucking Broly mode. Then they go to the Tournament of Power and fight Goku, who we have seen train for fucking eons. And like they match it. Like base Kefla goes toe to toe with Super Saiyan God Goku. Like they're pressing him. But like when I don't remember the fight exactly, but wasn't it like Super Saiyan 2 Kefla was like even with Super Saiyan 2 Goku, despite he had a goddess in space?
Yeah, she had to build up to it, but she just like gradually built up to his level, which was ridiculous, but he was like fatigued.
Yeah, and the main point that I'm trying to get at is all of this shit, it's just the signs of a bad character. It just says Mary Sue all over it, and I think the fact that people are cutting them slack and acting like there's nothing wrong with either of them is more sexist than calling them bad characters.
Right.
Because you're cutting them slack because you think they're cute, you like the fact that they're girls, or whatever. Like, people like
there is that
Kale
argument.
a lot more because they think they're adorable. That's the praise that I see a lot of them receive. You know, all the fan art of them is them being cute together. You know, I see a couple of like pieces of fan art where people draw them looking all like badass and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you can like vouch for me here that it's nowhere near as prevalent as
it's very sexual for the most part.
Like the sexualized art and the art of them being like cute together. You know. Yeah. That's what you most of the time see, and that goes to show that the appeal of these characters is that they're adorable and they also happen to be powerful. That's why people cut them so much slack. If they were guys with the exact same personality, like you had this one really annoying loudmouth saying, you know, like a male version of Kefla, and then you just have this like beta cuck who turns into a complete Chadcock alpha when he transforms into Broly.
I suppose.
Nobody would like them. As a matter of fact, Broly's a real character. You've got male Kale, and nobody likes him, so...
Like, yeah, everyone says he's a shit character, like, objectively. He's literally male Kale, too, yeah. Yeah, but people like Kale and people don't like Broly. Like, this is the reverse of what
since when do people not like Broly?
They're not liked because they're girls. Like, no, they're definitely
loved.
More liked because
that's why they put him in all the video games.
I don't like asserting my opinion this aggressively, but I honestly think that this is the truth. People give them a lot more credit than they deserve because they are girls.
And it's like, I mean, you can give examples of really good girls in, like, other animes or mangas as well. And it's like, personally, if you want to call me a sexist, then it's like, then why do I defend girl characters like Sakura or stuff like that? It's like...
Yeah, no, you're like one of the biggest Sakura stands on the planet.
Yeah, I'm literally one of the biggest people that defend Sakura. I'm I'm literally one of the people that drive to the point that she was like Kage level, like all this.
Right. Yeah.
So I defended that kind of thing. And it's like,
as a matter of fact, who do you think wins? Like right now on air, Sakura versus Raikage.
Oh dear.
See, no, that's all you need. The fact that you don't know, and everybody memes on Sakura and hates her, you're clearly not sexist. Like if you just actually
just straight up, just like nope.
For being women, you'd just be like, no, Sakura, she has no chance. Fuck her.
Yeah.
And that would be it. But you were like, well...
I had to think about it. Yeah, I was like trying to...
Despite the fact that people would jump you for saying that Sakura is Raikage. Exactly. Point proven. Now you continue with what you were going to say.
Yeah, and it's just like... there's just a lot of great, girls in fiction. Like, for example, like the Phantom Troop members. They're really good.
God.
Yeah.
Started. Pidu? I love Pidu.
Pidu's actually my favorite Hunter x Hunter character.
I've never watched Hunter x Hunter. I need to.
You can make the argument, well, Pidu's actually genderless because the ant thing. Pidu's drawn like a girl, has the behavior of a girl, so you can safely call Pidu a she. I think Aluka is great in Hunter x Hunter, and Aluka has this power that you could take as like super Mary Sue-ish, right? Yep. Basically, she can grant any wish that anybody asks of this spirit inside of her, and then she pawns off consequences based on like the the intensity of the wish, right? Like, if you wish to become a millionaire, the consequences of the wish are going to be crazy. But if you just wish for, like, a glass of water, they'll be small or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, basically, if somebody wishes for, like, $1 million, and then the person she decides to ask for, like, payment in return for that either chooses not to do it or can't, and like everybody they've ever known die immediately.
Right. Oh,
and that's
God.
crazy. That's super overpowered.
That's
It's like
interesting.
a really good way to write overpowered characters.
Right, but because of the fact that Aluka has no control over this, and it's just so well presented and well written, I don't have a problem with this. And Aluka's just like this cute little, well, actually, Aluka could be a boy, could be a girl. The gender is once again like Pidu up in the air, but because sometimes it's referred to as she, sometimes they're referred to as he.
Yeah, he seems to like that with like Kurapika as well. Like,
yeah, but regardless, you know, if Aluka was, I don't care. That's the main point I'm trying to drive home.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, personally, I think that there's this narrative to create powerful girl characters, like in
people just want like strong female characters. Like if any of you have
That was a
seen
good
Thor
movie
Ragnarok,
overall.
there's an example. Like the Valkyrie chick in that movie, she has no personality. She's just like, I'm a strong female character.
Yeah, and it's like
Aw,
Rey from
she was
Star
funny.
Wars. It's just like it seems like
I beat Kylo Ren in fucking one.
it's just like I don't have a problem with the fact that they're female. I have a problem that these people are intentionally just throwing them in there, and they're mistreating them as a character. If anything,
It'd
they're
be interesting to see what they do with the
female
manga
characters
if it
by
plays out the
just
same.
making them powerful for no fucking reason. Just
Thing
like
is, well, I felt like Goku was just
the
messing
fact that,
about with them
there's a
because
strong girl in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
That's fucking retarded.
he wanted to see how strong they could get.
I don't think it's that over in Japan because they don't really have this whole like feminist wave.
Yeah, they don't have that Western thing, but it's just like.
But so I think it was just Toriyama being dumb and just being like, well, people won't care, you know, they just have to be strong. And he wasn't really thinking about powers. With all the other examples you mentioned, it's just people trying to write strong female characters that they seem inclusive. And it's, you know, you mentioned Sakura earlier. She's a really good example of this. Kishimoto actually sort of delves into the idea of like gender roles in Naruto in part 1 because Sakura's a super girly girl. Like she's focused on being pretty. One of the sound ninja she fights in the Forest of Death, even like, you know, she's just like, oh my god, like you fucking shampoo your hair, you take all this care of it and you can't fight for shit. What a pussy. And it's like he examines that and he shows that like, you know, it is possible for you to end up as a damsel in distress. And Sakura realizes that she's doing it to herself, and she doesn't want that anymore. So she trains her ass off with Tsunade. After chopping her hair off, and like she goes from this total bitch to training her ass off with Tsunade and being like borderline to above Tsunade level by the end of the war arc. That's a good way to show female character.
Yeah.
Right. You know, she starts off as this very generic, you know, I'm just a sweet princess.
girly
I can't do
girl.
anything. I need these boys to save me. To
No, I
being
want
really
to
strong.
be
Now,
helpful.
it would have been better. This would be a better example if she ended up on the level of Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah, that would have been better. Or if she did like maybe like Slug Sage Mode or something.
Oh, that would have been cool.
But that said,
the fact that we want
Because
her
there is
to
a
be
snake one,
stronger
isn't there?
says
Is that what
something.
Kabuto uses?
oh yeah, no, because clearly I'm sexist. I hate strong female characters. I just want
You
all of
bastard.
the, you know, all of the alpha males to be thrown down and no girls allowed. I have a sign that says no girls allowed on my
Girls are always
bedroom
to
door.
be inferior, clearly.
Yep.
And
I don't sit at the lunch table with girls at school, you know.
Fair
They
enough.
can't play Beyblade with me. They can't play
Can't play
Bakugan with me.
Beyblade.
But like the final point I want to bring home is what Dragon Ball character, in your opinion, if they were a girl, would be acceptable
Oh,
instead of a guy?
Zamasu.
Zamasu,
I think Zamasu
like
would be much
legit,
better.
like if Zamasu was a girl, it'd be like perfect.
that would be
Yeah.
cool.
I guess that does seem a bit sexist to say. Like, you know, all of these really annoying, negative, like, whiny character traits would fit better on a girl. That does seem a bit like, you know, prejudice to say. But I just think, like, this really bitchy, like, alpha bitch, bitchy, okay, that was redundant. I just think that this really bitchy,
This really
like,
bitchy
cunt,
alpha bitch.
like this queef bag of a woman who just thinks she's better than everybody because she's divine would work a lot better than this like angsty teenage boy.
Yeah, I suppose that would work
like
better.
Zamasu was supposed to be. You know, I would like the character better if it was a girl, and it's not because it's like, oh, you know, like bitchiness doesn't belong, or like whininess doesn't belong with men. It belongs with women. Like, I just think a lot of the character traits would shine through better.
Goku Black's very feminine too.
Yeah.
He pronounces like, oh, he's so beautiful and feminine, like with his fucking pink color as well.
Yeah, pink hair and all that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it just seems like it'd be better as a girl. Other characters that'd be good as girls.
I think. Wait, you said Dragon Ball characters.
Yeah,
I was gonna mention like Obito because he's a guy because of the whole Rin thing. I think if Obito was a girl and Rin was a dude,
Right.
and he was hung up on losing this or she was hung up on losing this guy she was attracted to as a child, I think a lot more people would give it more slack than they currently do.
They wouldn't call like Obito a pussy. Like they
wouldn't be like, you fucking weirdo pedophile. Like, you know, I think people would be a lot more understanding, and that's what I'm trying. Like, I think that it's the reverse case. Like this idea that people are
very interesting.
That Kale and Kefla are hated because they're girls. No, I think they're liked a lot more because they're girls. I think people give them more credit than they deserve. I just provided an example. I think Obito, people would appreciate female Obito more. This like badass, like fucking genius female villain that's like superimposing. I would love that. I think Naruto needed that. Instead, we got fucking Dragon Ball characters though.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll stick with Zamasu. Zamasu would have been good as a female. Frieza would have worked as a female just fine. Yeah. Frieza, actually, a lot of people think Frieza's a female. And Frieza would have worked as a girl, like A-okay, no problems with that. It would have been just fine. Cell's gender doesn't really matter. Like, he's masculine, but he's kind of genderless. He's just like a fucking
He's got the
insect.
cells of everybody.
Yeah.
So.
But, you know.
Another character that could work as a girl even is just like, I'm trying to think. I would say someone like Raditz, because Raditz is like...
Raditz is like, I'm your older sister, come on. Let's come home.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I think
really
Toriyama was just going for the little brawling Chad thing, but still...
Bardock as a girl. Okay, I know you're probably going to disagree because, you know, Bardock's your avatar. But, no, I think Bardock as a girl would be awesome. Like, if Goku's mom was out here tearing people up.
Oh, yeah, that'd
like,
be cool.
Fucking buying his army and, like, seeing the future and shit. No, that would have been awesome. I would have been super on board with Goku's mom being a fucking savage.
I mean, like, yeah, the main cast, obviously, they have to stay boys, but, like, they're just, like, other characters that could be girls, and just, like, it wouldn't be a problem. But, like, anyways, that's all we really wanted to say. Just, you know, kind of critique, you know, the writing of Dragon Ball Super. It's also to prove that I'm not being paid by Toei to make these videos.
Yeah.
And anyways, subscribe to Swag's channel, and until next time.
That's cool animation. I like that. That was cool. It was a nice little discussion. Kind of went off on one about, didn't it?
Alright, brother. Alrighty, brother.
Kept like switching from like Dragon Ball stuff to like Naruto stuff, which was cool. I was just like, what? The swapping characters around for female versions was an interesting discussion. I think I suppose they are right that they get less slack because they're girls, but I just never really had a problem with it because I don't take Dragon Ball too seriously. I'm not hardcore like some people. I just enjoy the show as it is. I just want decent fights. And then, yeah, I suppose when you're a discussion channel where you do power scaling and when you talk about the strength of characters and who would win in what scenario and blah, 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 it becomes important. But as a casual viewer like me, I don't really care. But that was a very entertaining video. Thank you guys for suggesting I watch that. So, yeah. What did you guys think of that? What did you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you have not already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys, yes, all of you guys, next time.